Hi, I'm Ashley Radzat with Radzat Consulting, and today I want to talk to you about what to do when your teen severely messes up and how to deal with consequences when they've done something wrong, which they're going to do all the time. So, your teen has just done something wrong. Maybe they did something that put them in danger. Maybe they broke a rule. Maybe they just didn't follow through with something that they promised they would. Either way, probably what's happening inside of you is that you are getting really angry. You might be somebody who just is going to scream and yell and let them know that they're wrong. Or maybe you're somebody who is more passive and doesn't know what to do at all and just hopes they learn from their own consequences. Most likely you're somewhere in between, but either way, let me help you navigate what to do when your teen does something wrong. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to just stop your reflex of wanting to deal with it right then and there. Nothing says that we have to deal with it right then and there. Most likely they've already done what they are in trouble for. They're most likely out of danger in that situation. They're with you. So unless it's life or death, you do not have to deal with it in the moment, and nor should you deal with it in the moment. Let them know that you need to go calm down. Let them know that as an adult, you want to be in a healthy relationship with them, and therefore you are going to try to get yourself into that healthy place. So pause, stop, move away from the situation, and let yourself calm down. This is kind of a place where you can check in like a traffic light. If you are raging, if you are in the red, you are not going to be able to teach anything. They are not going to be able to become those amazing adults that you know they're capable of becoming if you're in a red. So move yourself into a yellow. Are you at a place where your tone and your body language is going to be able to teach? If not, wait till you're in the green. If you're in the green, you're good to go. So you've gotten yourself into the green. Now I want you to remember that they are teens, and biologically, their brain is wired to act on feelings. They are not thinking about what they're doing. You can't ask them, what were you thinking? They weren't, they were feeling. And so remind yourself that their brain is growing. It is not fully functioning, and it won't be until they're 25. So they're in process. They're supposed to make mistakes. That's how we learn as human. So they're kind of doing what they're supposed to do. And their brain, they're not functioning with a full deck. So remember their brain development. Now that you have got yourself calm and you're remembering their brain development, now it's time for you to really come into a place of exploration. Ask questions. Try to understand what it was like being in their shoes. And you'll ask questions such as, so what were you feeling at the time? What made you make those decisions? You want them to kind of lay out what it was like to be them in those moments when they made the mistake. So you're asking, what happened? What was that like for you? How did it feel? Now that you did it, how does it feel now? Really get them to tap into their emotions. Notice that I'm not asking you to focus on what their thoughts were, because there weren't a lot of thoughts. They were coming from a place of feeling. So really ask what those feelings were in the time, and how they feel now. And again, make sure your tone, your body language, everything is in this place of curiosity. You're just trying to understand. Pretend you are an impartial judge and you understand what was going on at the moment, who was involved, where was everybody planning on going, what were they doing, in any situation. And then, this is the hard part, you're going to acknowledge what they were feeling. That doesn't mean that you are saying it was okay. It simply means that as an adult, you heard their perspective. And so when you repeat to them, I heard that you were really wanting to go with your friends and see them and you were really missing them. I heard that you hoped that I wouldn't wake up and that you knew it was wrong, but that you were going to sneak out anyways. Acknowledge what they said and what you heard. That will get them to a place of being ready to listen to you. And this is where the lesson happens. This is where the guiding happens, so that you really understand as a parent how to teach them these lessons. So now you're going to share your perspective, and you're going to come from a place of I statements, meaning that you're not going to say, when you did this, it was awful. You're going to say, when I found out that you were not in your room, assuming they snuck out, I was panicked. I was worried. I was afraid for your safety. I felt like I didn't know what to do. I was out of control. Start using I statements to express what it was like being in your body. You just understood what it was like being in their body. Now it's time for you to understand what it's like for them to be in your body. You want them to stand in your shoes. This is the lesson. This is how you are teaching. And when you are in this place of having them experience what it was like for you, really go into it. Go into those emotions. Goes into, I was thinking this and I was wondering that. You're not blaming them. You're just saying, this is because of your action. This is the consequence that happened for me. This is the direct relation. Now, when you're in relationship, there is always two sides. So you have now explored both perspectives, your child's perspective, and you have shared your perspective. And now it's time to decide whether the consequence has already happened. If you're able to have a conversation and your teen's able to see what it was like for you, they may really feel like they don't want to put you in that place anymore. They may really feel that, you know what, that was dumb and I'm going to try and figure out what to do differently. And if it is a situation where a consequence needs to happen, then the consequence needs to fit the behavior. You would not take away driving privileges because they didn't turn in a paper for school. They don't match. You want them to match. You're always teaching the lesson. So, when they're in this situation where you are trying to figure out consequences, make sure it fits the action. And you might not come up with it right away. You might have to actually ask your teen, if you were in my shoes, what kind of consequence would you have for your teen? And talk about it. You want this open dialogue. You want them to realize that you're trying to be their guide and their mentor, and you're not there as a dictator. You're not there just to tell them that you are authoritarian and you will just not care what they're thinking or what they're feeling or what their experience was like. You're just going to dole out these consequences. We don't want that. We want authoritative, where you're in relationship, you're willing to be flexible, you're willing to understand their side and fit the consequence to the behavior. And sometimes the consequence is just having the conversation, and that's enough. And then you can say, if it happens again, these are my boundaries, these are the rules, these are the expectations. And so they're very clear about that. What you are doing in these moments is you are building trust, you are building a relationship, you are building a new foundation for your experience raising a teenager. You are no longer in this place where you get to just tell them what to do. That is not the hierarchy of a teenager relationship. It is, I'm here to keep you safe, but I am going to be flexible in how we go about this. I've built all these fences for you, and now it's time for me to build a gate. And that is the respect that a teenager needs when you are dealing with consequences. So good luck. If you need any further advice or help navigating this, feel free to sign up for one of my courses or for a coaching session. I'm here to help. And make sure you subscribe so that you can see any new videos that are coming. Good luck.